So I was discussing about the steps on the top. You can see here there are total 8 steps now, so we need to complete the 8 steps. So let us try to create some role. Application type, so it is obviously SAP landscape. So can anyone tell me what is this landscape, what values it is showing here?
Earlier we created the plugin systems group as ABAP group, so that group is this one.
Correct. So now you understood the why the group has to be created, because in BRM for every role, landscape or the connector group is one of the mandatory attribute.
Okay.
So if you don't define connector groups, so BRM concept cannot be, you cannot create the roles in BRM. So I'm entering the business process, then sub process. I don't have a sub process here, so I should choose a business process here. So now understood what happens here. So to follow the BRM completely, here under CRM or business basis, I don't have a sub processes values here. So first I need to create those values and come back here. Okay. So how to create those attributes values, or what are the necessary attribute values for us to fill all these details? For example, project release is one of the attribute here. So when you drop down here, there is no value here, but still it is a mandatory field. Okay. So this is still a mandatory field here, project release. So first of all, we need to go back to our configuration and see, first of all, define all the attributes first and then come back to our role creation concept. Okay. So clear everyone? Why we are stopping this concept now? We are not going to create role now because we don't have the attributes ready, information ready, and we cannot define that attributes information now. Right. So let's go back to the attributes data and let us create them and come back here again. So all the attributes can be defined under SPRO under role management here. Only few should be created under access control. So I have shown you the business processes and sub processes will be here. So because the sub processes are missing, we need to create some of the sub processes and come back. So let me go there under basis sub processes. Let us create few sub processes here. So these are the attributes basically we are trying to create. Client administration, TMS, system monitoring, system administration, save them. So I have created 4 sub processes under my business processes. So this is one of the different path we have here. Under access control, maintain business processes and sub processes. That is where I created. Right. So remaining all attributes will be defined under the role management. So go under role management now. Now under role management, the first one is maintain role type settings. So you can see here some of the deactivate role types. You can deactivate some of the role types if you don't need. So let us see total how many types of role types are there first of all and go there inside. Role management, first step, maintain role type settings, deactivate role types. So here, if you want to make inactive some of the role types, you can make them. So let me make them some of the inactive. These are the available role types. For example, template, I don't want to use it, make it inactive. Save it. And CUA composite role. If you are not using CUA, you can also make this as inactive. We don't have groups concept also. Let me make that also inactive. Business role, we have to study about it, so I'm making it, not making it inactive. PD profile, I'm making it inactive. This is related to HR system, so we don't have HR system. Okay, that's it. Right, save the data. So some of the types have been, so these are the following role types that have been deactivated. So what is the purpose of deactivation? So when you deactivate a role types, for example, just a minute. So that was the concept. We can deactivate the role types which you don't need here, and that is one of the settings under the role management. And next, maintain labels for role types. So just you need to maintain the labels here. Like here the codes are given. So for that code you need to give an explanation. What is that code related to? So these are the codes. So you can put the same descriptions here. SIN is there. So SIN description, we are assigning the single role. And then COM stands for composite role. Derived role. Let me save three. Only three are enough. So these are not all mandatory fields actually. Only attributes. So but before, just instead of seeing only attributes, we'll see the other aspects also. Now, specify a maximum length of the role type. So actually SAP delivered role length is 30 characters. And according to the client, if client wishes that we will have only the role name length maximum of 25 characters, so then also we can restrict here. So maximum, specify a maximum length of the role type. So new entry, say for example single role, and application type SAP, and you can define the maximum length. I can just put here 25 characters. So SAP defined a limit is what? 30 characters. But the GRC, if you initiate the role creation through GRC, the limit will be 25 for single role. So we are applying restrictions through GRC now. So if you initiate the role creation from GRC, it will not allow more than 25 characters for single role. So in this fashion, you can put multiple restrictions within GRC. Now even specify naming convention. So we can also control the naming convention through GRC. So let us create a naming convention. So for description, single role, and the role type is single. connector group for our group name, ABAP group. Save it. Now define the naming convention position. Okay, so let me say sequence comes letters, two letters, attribute, role attribute. Which attribute has to come here? Following attributes are available: business process, business sub process, connector group. Free text means you are free to allow any text, right, to any text. PRJ, project release, role type, static. So role type you can put it otherwise in the first two characters. So role type, we have already defined some role types on the top. So it will pick up from there whatever the role types are there. It will pick up from that particular role attribute. That is two characters. And then second in sequence comes one character. Let us put a colon as a separator. So that would be static. Static text we call it. And then enter the static text means fixed text colon. So colon is a fixed text. Third in sequence should come. The length of it is 4 characters. Let us take the business process. And then fourth in sequence, it is around again single character. It is again static text. It is again colon. So if you see the naming convention here, first comes the role type, 2 characters. First 2 characters indicates the role type. Third character indicates colon. 4, 5, 6 characters. 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh character indicates business process. Then followed by colon. Then fifth in sequence will be again 4 characters. This would be business sub process. And the last sixth in sequence would be single character, again a colon here. Colon means static fixed text. Finally, seventh in sequence would be, let us put 10 characters here, and it is free text. You are free to put anything. Save it. So you will understand this concept when we go and create the role now. So please bear me for 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. So we'll see how this impact would be for the naming convention positions. So I have defined naming convention only for the single role. Okay. Maintain product and product release name. Suppose as we are working for bench project, let us imagine, as I told you. So generally, why this project release name? Generally we'll have like a release 1. R1 stands for release 1. Similarly, you may have bench underscore release 2. So I have 2 releases, release 1 and release 2. So whatever the roles you are creating, they are part of release 1 or release 2, because we divide the implementation part into different releases, because it is a time taking task, right? So if it is a huge implementation, it may take 2 years or 3 years. So they go in terms of releases. So you can dedicate a role to a particular release now. So that is what I have mentioned. Role sensitivity. So this is all attributes basically. These are the standard sensitivities of the role. I am not changing anything. Normal, confidential, restricted, classified. Then maintain role status. So these are the statuses we have: dev, production, testing. So under this production, I'm making it as tick here. So that is what I have ticked, indicating that is a production status. Criticality levels, not a mandatory field, is all this all. Define companies, functional areas, organ value, request types, etc., etc. So let me stop it here and let us go to the creation and see the impact of what all role attributes we have seen so far.
Sridhar, actually, Manjula want to repeat the task. Keeping yes.
Which one? Which topic?
I don't know. She has just pinged us,
Yeah, I
asking
can
to
I can
repeat.
see that. I can see that. Manjula, can you ping me? What is the topic you want to repeat? Config changes. All of them? This is not important basically. When I said this is fully implemented, right? Only for attributes purpose we have came here. Okay, let me
Okay,
show
so
you.
Dani, the steps which you are doing were like pretty fast to my eyes, so I thought of asking. I was not sure whether my watch is working or not.
Okay. Did you understand the here important one is naming convention? One thing.
Yes, yes, the colon part and all, where the separator should come and all, yeah.
Yes, this you understand. This is important. Okay.
Yes,
And second
yes,
thing, attributes. I have defined project release is important. I have defined release 1 and release 2
okay,
because these are the attributes we need to use it in our role creation.
okay, sir.
That's it. So nothing else I need here. So let us go to creation directly now.
Okay.
So access management, under that role management, role maintenance, create. Okay, earlier you were able to see most of them right here. Have you seen here only four items are visible here? Why only 4 items are visible? The group is not visible, template is not visible, CUA composite role is not visible. Where is the impact done here?
We have set them to
Because
inactive.
inactive.
We exactly we have deactivated some of the role types, correct? So those
Yes.
role types will not be visible here. That is the impact here done in the configuration. Next, click on single role now. So let us fill the details. Look at the naming convention here, role name. Keep watching the role name as I fill the attributes. SAP, yeah, you can see here. It started with SI here, SI colon. Why it has taken SI, someone can tell me? Yes.
Starting tool, we defined it in the role naming convention.
Yeah, what did we define in the role naming convention? First in sequence should come what?
Single role maybe.
So let me go back to the naming
Process.
convention. No, let me show you. So what is the first attribute I have taken?
Role type.
Role type. So role type, how many characters I have
Single.
taken? Length is how many characters?
Two
Two.
I,
characters.
2 characters. Now let us go to the attributes of role types and let us check the values. What are the role type values we have? Uh, these are the role types, right? Wherever, yeah. Maintain labels for role types. Here we have. So what is the label for single role here?
SIN.
SI.
SIN. What are the first 2 characters of SIN?
I.
Exactly. So that is what it has started with, SI colon. Second in sequence comes the colon. So colon has already come. Now, as I fill the business process basis, you can watch it here. BS00. That is a technical name of the business process. Next, sub-process. I am taking client administration. This is the technical name of the sub-process. And then I am taking project release 1. It has no impact on your naming convention. And then in the last, you can put whatever the data you need here. So bench, free text. So a person who is not aware of the role naming convention, by this BRM, you can automate the role naming convention also process. As he fills the attributes, the role names fills. Clear? So any doubts here till now? So how we are automating the role naming convention as well. As you fill the attributes, the role name gets filled automatically.
Because here we have profile name. Will we actually work on that anytime?
Yes. So here profile we cannot generate in GRC, correct? So let us complete the steps now. So I am not filling the profile name here, just to keep in mind. I am saving and
Okay.
continuing. Second step. What is the second step on the top? Maintain authorizations. Save and continue. Save and continue, then move on to second step called maintain authorizations. Yeah, now we are in the second step called maintain authorizations. So here backend system for maintenance, you can see ECC client 200 already is there mentioned here. How this system name came here? Anyone?
Source connector.
Pardon?
Maybe in ABAP, this plugin is mentioned.
Source connector.
This is the only RFC destination we have.
Pardon, one by one. I'm not getting any answer at all. Not able to hear.
Connector information type.
Yeah, backend system for maintenance. Suppose there are multiple systems connected to GRC. So how that this system will decide where this backend system maintenance has to be done?
I thought it will take from plugin systems. Which one are considered?
Yeah, plugin systems, there will be many. The plugin system will be ECC, plugin will be BW, plugin will be CRM, in finance. So which system is picked up? On what
Yeah.
basis the BRM will pick up this system name as ECC here?
Yeah, basically for each system they will create one group, ECC, BI, CRM.
Right. So in the previous step, if you see, we had selected the landscape as what? ABAP group, right? So in the ABAP group, there is only one system, and that is the reason it is putting the system name as ECC. So if you are implementing BRM full-fledgedly, you need to create a separate connector groups for each system. Under that group name, you need to put that specific systems and like this. So based on the connector group name, this system is being picked up here. Now, how to add data here? Maintain authorizations. You can add or delete function is one role you have. Another is maintain authorization data. So if I click on add or delete function, okay, system will take me to the functions of ARA, access risk analysis. These are the functions of ARA. So I can add the functions related to basis here. So I am creating a role related to client administration. I have a function ready-made here, BS05. I can add directly here. So all the T codes in that function will get added into this role now. Now you can see there is some pop-up coming here. So this pop-up is nothing but it is trying to log in into backend system ECC and add those T codes into it. Okay. So it is we need to allow the changes to be done here. See here there is a block the to help. Internet Explorer is blocked from the site, so allow to download file. Right, it has gone. So let us now recreate that again. So there is an entry created. See here now. Under role maintenance page, if you go to access management role maintenance, you can see an entry has been there, SIBS00 CLAD, but you can see the current phase of it is still in the maintain authorizations, updated by user GRC user1. So we did not create the role in GRC, we are just defining the attributes like this. Open this and again try to open. Yeah, now you can see system is trying to jump into backend system called ECC. Open, launch PFCG. So it is asking for user ID password in the GRC 200. So now system will jump into the backend system. That is GRC 200 according to us, which is acting as ECC for us. Just trying to open, just a minute. Yeah, there is a screen opened here. This is a screen. In which system you are in now? GRC 200. This is the role name SI colon BS00 colon CLAD colon bench. Client administration, the description what I entered there. Who is the creator of this role now? You can see here. Who created the role? Who is this user? ECC underscore RFC user. So this user is nothing but the user ID which we used in the connector configuration between this system and GRC. So the connector configuration user is coming here and creating the role in the backend system. Now if you see the menu and the T codes added in the menu, so these are all the T codes which are part of that function BS05 which we added in GRC. So actual role is getting created in the backend system. Now the normal procedure, you generate the profile here, see the number, remember the number, what profile is generated, and then that will be updated there in GRC. So profile has been created. Now come back. The profile name is ending with 6006. Okay, save it and then log out. Right. Now go back to your GRC system. Now you need to click on this sync with PFCG because the data was created and loaded into the backend. We need to sync up your GRC system with this. So you can see here you will get a timestamp and date stamp here. So click on sync with PFCG. So if you don't do sync with PFCG, in the here the profile name is still empty here. So if you don't do sync with PFCG, the profile name will remain as empty. So click on sync with PFCG. A ticket number is getting generated for tracking purposes. Synchronized PFCG authorizations from backend system. You can see the timestamp and date stamps are updated here. Now just go to previous screen. You can see the profile name got updated here. Okay. So now we are done with the task in the second step. Now third step. Save and continue. Analyze access risks. So here itself we are continuing and checking the risk analysis now. So risk analysis in ECC system according to bench rule set we need to set. Okay, we don't have the bench rule set here because that is system has been again formatted. Okay, let us keep it as global. Format, detail, action level, I want permission level, and then run infogram. Risk analysis performed successfully. On the top you can see here. There is no risk related to action level and permission level. So now you can continue ahead. Save and continue. Suppose if you have a risk, then itself you need to decide, take a decision what to do with that. Whether to remediate, remove access, or after without removing of later after creation we can mitigate it later. So now we are in the derive role phase. So it is not necessary to derive each and every role. We can skip this step. Save and continue. Now it is request approval. So initiate approval request now. Enter the reason, new role. What you can see here, request cannot be submitted. Maintain at least one role content approver. So as I discussed, role owner can act as a two people, assignment approver and role content approver. Role content approver is a person who will be in charge of role creation, role modification, and role deletion. His approval is needed. So in the first step, there is a owners tab. We need to define that. Here owners, edit, add, at least one role content approver is needed for that step to go ahead. Okay, we don't have any owners now. So again we need to come back and define this step now first. So for define owners, and then only we can go ahead with the request approvals now. Okay, so like this there are hurdles now. At every step, if there is a risk, that will be one more hurdle. If there is no role owner, that will be another hurdle for you. So how do you feel now? Which is better, creating a role in the PFCG or creating a role here?
I think PFCG is better.
Right. So that is the reason people are not using this BRM for this concept entirely. So let me define approver and come back else. We'll come back to this step again. So we'll see what will happen now. I don't have any person as an approver. Okay. Under setup, define some person as role owner. Access control owners, create. Okay, suppose I'll take this person Anil as a owner. He is role owner. Role owners are responsible for approving either role content or user role assignment or both. So Anil has been saved as a owner now. Now let us go and define that. Again go back to access management. Role maintenance. So you can see the role status is in The role status is still in derive role phase. Now here, open that role. Now define, go to, so here define the owners first. So Anil will act as both assignment as well as role content now. Save and continue. Yeah, now we are in request approval. Now click on initiate approval request. Reason. Now you can see here request to submit failed. So it is sending for approval to this person, but it cannot send approval because MSMP is not yet defined. Workflow is not configured yet. So once
So this is
only MSMP is configured or workflow is configured, this system will recognize that person as approval and it will send an approval mail to him, and request will go him for his approval. So basically now even ARM implementation is mandatory for this particular BRM full-fledged concept. Clear so far? So now we are held up here now. We are,
Sridhar, this define role, maintain authorizations, is this not part of a workflow? I was thinking this one itself is a workflow.
no, this is like a SAP defined workflow already for BRM.
Okay.
But
We
this,
are we
yeah.
security consultants. We create workflows for what?
See here, if you yesterday, I'll show you what is the workflow. In MSMP, if you go, this workflow in BRM is for role creation, workflow for role creation, that steps and all those stuff what you see. But in MSMP, what we have is, it is related to only role approval workflow. So here you can check it here. So this is only role approval workflow, not for role creation or role modification. So BRM is responsible for role creation, role modification. MSMP is responsible for approval, only approval workflow.
Okay, approval workflow.
Yes. So in that there is a particular step, right? Request approval. So in that will be related to this MSMP concept. So we need to configure here first and then again go back to BRM.
So can we think like MSMP workflows are mainly for approval requests?
Yeah, most of them, if you see, all are for approvals only. See here, function approval, risk approval, role approval, access request approval. 90% of the cases it is only for approvals.
Okay.
Okay. So understood that now criticality or complexity why people are not using a BRM for creation, initiating of the role request from GRC.
So each and every step system is prompting with this one is missing, that one is missing.
Exactly. So we need to ensure each and every data is available first, or if somebody see, generally people are not, will take approval in mail, or it is simply process, it is in our hands actually when you go to PFCG and create a role and all those stuff. So that is the reason people are not preferring, security consultants itself are not encouraging this concept called BRM. So when they propose to client, they say we'll take the concept of role import because the record has to exist in GRC. Now, I'll just explain you why the role has to be created in GRC like this by defining the attributes. So I'm stopping it here, this one. I'm not going ahead with the creation of this role because MSMP is not configured. We cannot go ahead now. So, but I want to show you.
Either
Yeah, go ahead.
theory, how, actually what will happen after once the request is approved?
Once the request is approved.
Yeah, just explain the theory. Just
Okay.
what is the complete process?
So what is the next step here? It is generate roles, right?
Yes.
If it is approved, then we will be able to save and continue and move ahead actually.
Okay.
Now I am not in a position to move ahead actually. I don't have the save and the continue button is disabled here.
Yes, correct.
Only when this request is complete in this step, then this will be enabled. Generate roles. So generating profile is different from generating roles. So just the way how we generate the profiles in PFCG, similarly, roles have to be generated here in GRC as well, in NWBC. Okay. And then coming to test cases. So this role, whatever is there, right? That role testing has to be done.
Okay.
So testing in the sense, if this role is assigned to some user and he executes the T codes, what all testing, the documents, whatever you document test scenarios, the test scenarios has to be attached here as a proof that the testing is successful.
Okay.
After that, you can save the role completely.
Okay.
So it will take a lot
So
of time
after that
actually.
only,
So it takes a
I
lot
know.
of time.
See, once all the process is completed, after
Yeah.
that only we can move the changes to quality. Like the role is completed, then only you will move the changes to quality.
Yeah, that role is created actually in development system, correct?
Yes, correct.
So then you start creating, moving it to production system.
Okay. No, when will move the changes to quality?
Okay, in between you can change the process to quality. Problem is this. Say before, where do you test cases? How do you maintain the test cases? You have to test it in development, right? First role. Okay,
Yes,
you
correct.
you will create a test ID and you will assign the role to a test ID, correct?
Okay.
And then you take the screenshots of the test scenarios. You come and
Yes.
attach here.
Okay.
So in the process of doing testing, after you complete the testing, so the test cases has to be saved here.
Okay.
And then only they will allow you to move it to quality. Once the test cases is submitted here in this step, maintain test cases. So the people will approve, check it and approve it and they'll move ahead. So we have to move ahead then. Only once we complete, then only we can move the role to quality and production.
Okay. Okay. What about the redevelopment process
Again, the same thing you have to follow
from starting?
from the starting again.
Okay.
Again, you have to go through each and every step here.
Okay. One more doubt I have. Actually, no.
Yeah,
Basically, in the development system, we used to create a test role. If
correct.
something we want to test,
Huh.
so is there any another role naming convention can be defined along with this?
Role naming convention you're saying, right?
Yes, correct.
So here when we are defining the role naming convention, on what basis I have defined? If you remember the configuration.
Yeah, based on the client requirement, we have defined.
No, not that one. Let me tell you. Under role management, I have specified the naming convention, correct? So for which type of role I have specified?
Single role.
Single role. So the
Yes.
test role, if you create single role, again you have to follow the naming convention as per the process.
Okay, so here I have to create one more naming convention. So there I can mention test role, right?
No. If you try to create another naming convention, for example, this is one, right? One is for what? Single, okay?
Yes.
If I try
Okay.
to create another naming convention, two, for again, you say you want to put it as test role, correct? You're saying.
Yes, correct.
Now, is it what type of role it is? Test role is what type?
Sing- Single role.
It will not accept now. That is my question. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, so we cannot create any test role here, right?
Exactly. So there is a problem for creating test roles also if you follow full-fledgedly. So single I have selected under the connector group, same connector group. And let me save. When I try to save, system will not allow me to save it.
Yeah, because it's already created for single role.
So you can see at the bottom.
Hmm.
Naming convention for role type single and ABAP group already exists. So that is like problems you are handling. These are the problems we face.
Okay. So this and all are disadvantage of BRM.
Implementing BRM full-fledgedly.
Okay.
Okay. So now coming back to the main purpose of BRM, why we are using BRM now. If this is not useful for role creation and all those stuff, then why should we use BRM? The purpose is, as I told you as per the document, to make the role visible for the user while filling the access form. So let me show you how the user fills the access form and how that role will be visible for the user. So let me go to NWBC page. Here I have under my home you find access request. My home is given access to every end user, or some clients directly give access to this link access request so that he can open the link and fill the form. So this is the access form which looks like. So this is what we are going to see in the next concept. Okay, I'm filling the details now. When I select add role here, role, now I am searching based on system and role type. Okay, system name, ECC client 200. System has become again slow. Okay, role type, single, and search. So you can see no records found for the search criteria entered. So this is the problem. So why BRM is mandatory? First of all, at least to make the role visible for the user while filling the access form. So if you don't implement BRM, or at least
So
use
we
it
basically
partially,
use it for the provisioning purpose only, the BRM.
yes, exactly. The role will be visible and then we'll select it and that will be assigned to user. That's it. Okay. Clear everyone so far? So even after doing so much time, we have spent so much time on creation of a role here, that role is also still not visible here because the role is not complete still. It is not yet saved. So only when it is saved and completed, we can find the role visible here. So why should we spend so much time to make the role visible here? That is the main question of implementing BRM completely. Clear everyone?
Sridhar?
Yeah.
So it's basically only we use BRM for provisioning purpose.
Yes. Okay. So I'll stop it here today. So tomorrow we'll see the role import concept and how to make the role visible in the GRC system so that the user can select the role and submit the access form. That is one concept. Second concept is what exactly is a business role concept. So those two concepts we'll understand. We'll see tomorrow.
Stay there. One question.
Yeah.
So by looking into this, right? So all those things. So the instead of migration, the new implementation will be the straightforward. Is that correct?
Exactly. That has been that is what I am saying from the beginning.
Okay. But anyway, if my existing system has 4,000 roles and something 6,000 roles and all, right? So
Hmm.
then that will be a challenge, right? So matrix creation, all those stuff.
Yes, exactly. So actually we have the concept of if you have more roles in the back end,
Mm-hmm.
you can do it mass role import can be done.
Okay. Yeah. That I can see that. But still, I think the existing data,
Hmm.
if I go for the new implementation kind of stuff, right? So fresh system and everything,
Hmm.
then I am worrying about the existing data from the 5.3.
Okay. So for
So
5.3 doesn't see we cannot shift the data here because the tables are different, etc., etc. Everything is different. So you need to keep that data as it is in the backend systems. Backend system data will be there as it is, right? So that data you
right.
will understand tomorrow. Once we complete the role import concept, you will find it easier.
Okay.
So this concept,
Okay.
what we have seen is it is look very complex and it is a lot of waste of time actually doing it also.
Yeah, BRM we are not going to implement actually. That's what we have not used earlier also.
Yeah.
For 10.0 we have some other
But here
systems.
you have to use it partially at least in 10.
Okay. So at least for user creation purposes.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand.
User has to select the see the roles right here in GRC while filling the access
Mhm.
form. So for that BRM has to be there.
Okay, so and you mentioned right the access request kind of page will be given to the end user.
Hmm.
So I want to create a separate page like this, creation of firefighter, unlocked user, access request, couple of few things. So
Okay.
those things can be done right? Is a customization kind of
Yes, yes, we can do the
possible?
customization. The NWBC page can be customized.
Okay.
That is LPD underscore cust is the T code.
LPD underscore cust. Let me note down here.
So just check it once. I'll discuss that later when it comes in the concept.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So what I did today, I missed giving some of the roles to the user actually.
Okay.
So that's why I was getting different NWBC page actually. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, right now.
Now you are able to see, right? NWBC page and all those stuff.
Right.
Fine. Okay. Anything else before I close session today?
That's it. Yeah.
Right then. So tomorrow is important concept, and that is the actual concept what clients are using. So we'll concentrate more on that rather than this one. Right. Thanks everyone. See you same time tomorrow.